Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design, and today I'm going to go out and do a little snowshoeing. We got about 6 inches of snow last night, and we already had probably 6 or 10 inches, so we've got a little over a foot, a good base of snowshoeing. Now, I did this once and found out that I didn't have my memory card in the camera, so I'm doing it for a second time, so the path is all beat down from where we broke it last time. Sue, Beth, and I went last time. So let's go for a hike. You can see if you get off the path here, there's a fair amount of snow, but it packs down nicely. In the second and third person, you really got a nice trail to snowshoe on, but you wouldn't want to take your snowshoes off and venture off into the woods without them, that's for sure. There's Sue with her booler on. Okay, Sue, go for it. She's had that hat for quite a few years, and she inherited it from Beth. Beth used to wear it when she was in grade school, so that was Beth's signature hat. You could always pick her out of a crowd because she'd be the only one there with a booler hat on, kind of a joker's hat type thing. I always got a kick out of it, and she looked good in it. And so doesn't Sue. Oh, it's a gorgeous day out here. I'm just a little out of shape and dragging along on these snowshoes really wears you down. You can get short of breath fairly easily if you don't pay attention. And in a few hours, it's probably 2 now, in another 3 hours, it'll be pitch dark out here and cold enough to chill you right to the bone. If you didn't have a fire or an underquilt or some fairly heavy clothes and some food, you could get in trouble out here pretty fast. Maine winters are notorious for killing people if they don't have some sort of protection against the elements. I'm going to stop here for a minute and just show you what the Maine woods looks like this time of year. One of the things that strikes you right away is there's not a lot out here for anything to eat. And I'm amazed at the creatures, the deer and the squirrels and the mice, manage to survive out here all winter long and do well. But they've got some tricks, because for you and I, it'd be a pretty sparse lunch. I can't think of one thing out here that I could walk up to and eat to keep myself from cooling down and getting hungry and going into hypothermia. It's, unless you want to eat snow, she's pretty sparse picking. Keep recording.
It is.
Now, this is one of the environments where you kind of have to take ultralight backpacking and readjust it. If you're going to be out in this kind of an environment, far enough away from civilization so you couldn't walk out in a couple hours, and you were going to stay out here for a day or two, you'd want to have a good knife, you'd probably want to have a hatchet, and you definitely want to have some good down insulation in the form of underquilts and sleeping bags and that type of thing. Because if you're out this far away from civilization in this environment and you can't stay warm, you got a problem, big time. And you can't walk into the living room and grab a blanket. You're out away from people And this is where you can really get in trouble really fast. You go into hypothermia out in a situation like this and start thinking funny, and you're probably going to die. So this is not a good place to leave the knife and the axe and the thick, heavy underquilts at home. This is a place where you want them. If you don't believe me, ask Shug. He does this type of stuff all the time. I don't. I don't because I can't tolerate it, and he can. Woo, buddy!
Can't see where I'm going, but
now Sue has on a modern set of metal snowshoes with the plastic tops, and I'm back here in this pair of more traditional wooden shoes with the should be traditional rawhide lacings. Actually, I'm cheating a little bit. These neoprene lacings, they're kind of two pieces of rubber with some fiber impregnated right into them, and that's what they're laced with. And they're extremely durable, and they don't require any shellac to keep them from soaking up the water, unlike rawhide does. Back in the old days, when you had snowshoes like this and they were made with rawhide, you used to paint them with shellac and let them dry to keep the water out of them. The rawhide would soak up the shellac, and that way it couldn't soak up the water. But that was then, and this is now. And Sue's don't even have webbing in them, they're just plastic, which works great as long as it's the right kind of plastic and it doesn't break, and as long as the steel frames or aluminum frames are springy and tough enough to stand your weight, which my first ones weren't. That's the reason why I'm back in the wooden ones. The metal ones didn't make it. That was in another video. But if you just stop for a minute and look around, it's a beautiful place to be on a sunny day. Deep back in the Maine woods with snow on a sunny day. Should have brought some hot dogs and built up a fire, but I got things I got to do. I got to get back. Can't spend all day out here, unfortunately. It would be fun to spend the day out here roasting hot dogs and then in the evening pitch a hammock, but I don't have a warm enough underquilt, and I don't think my old body could tolerate this much cold. So I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors. And more important than anything, try to get some sun today and have some fun, and try to have a really great day. Bye-bye.